kind of obsolete. There are some better programs for that. SPSS, for instance, that's what I use in my PhD program. That's really the standard for statistical calculations. So if you really have...
We don't control that. We're just provided Excel sheets with all this information. So we just want to have an understanding of how to maneuver through Excel and understand a little bit about the pivot tables, because we're all a little lost on that, right?
All right. Well, you see, I do pivot tables here as a unit. I do a pivot tables and Power Pivot as a unit. And that's a little later. I mean, I would start with formatting, if that's all right with you. So formatting functions in Excel. And I have a nice little project there that we could work on. So that's this is sort of the rough overview. And so I'd start with formatting, so I can give you the project that I have that I've been using to teach formatting, and that actually touches on your interest in expense assessment. I want to use this one here. See, this is a very basic monthly expense overview. And see, it's not very fancy. It basically just covers some of the most basic tasks. Now, are you familiar with how to create headers, like these centered headers in Excel?
Are you guys familiar with that? Yeah. How to create a header? Yeah, I think we all know how to do that.
No? Okay, very good, very good. Are you okay with creating random numbers?
Yes.
You know, sometimes you need random numbers, but okay, very good, very good. How about with creating sums, like summing up basic?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Formulas, summing, and
average. You did all median.
even variances and things like that, yeah. Are you guys
how about when it comes to descriptive statistics? Do you need that? I mean, that's already always a little more specialized, and a lot of people don't need it, where you need to calculate standard deviation, kurtosis. Do you need that at all?
I don't know. Do we need that?
So, you know, it's sort of you're calculating how your various profit points look on a statistical curve, like a bell curve or a slightly skewed oblique curve.
No, that's not. That wouldn't be something that we would be.
Yeah, probably more specialized. Yeah, and like I said, when it comes to statistics, you may not even need it. Now, you know, there's one more function here. There are maybe just a few functions that you may, before we actually move on to the next task, there are maybe just a few things you may. Are you okay with using the paintbrush? Are you all familiar with the paintbrush? Because that's oftentimes looked, and it can be helpful.
No, we're not. We're not, Arrow.
Okay. See this this is merge center, right? The header is used with merge center command. And the problem is, see, if you want to delete something here, it lets you do it this way. But then if you want to expand it, you know, see that it'll just write over it what you have. See, it won't let you expand. So it'll only let you expand a certain, see, and then it does this, you know, it kind of, see, it's not going to let you expand this way, it's only going to let you expand down. And with the paintbrush, what you can do is actually nullify this formatting that you have. See, if you encounter that problem, that you want to nullify your merge center format, you can do that with the paintbrush. And then...
And where do you grab the paintbrush?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. See, you just click on an empty cell because you want to, like I said, you want to nullify or you want to delete the formatting. And see that here, Format Painter? You see that little brush there in the top? Format Painter?
Yes.
Okay, so just click on that. You see that? How this is now being highlighted or emphasized. And then you just click on, see that? And it nullifies it. Because what this does is it copies the empty format and pastes the empty format on the current format. And then it's just nullified. And basically you can start over. See, if you need more space, if you need a merge center, not from J to A, but from M to A, you can just do that. You know, you drag it like that. You go to home, and you go to merge center. See, like that, and now you have more space, right? And now you have more space to write stuff here. So that's maybe
so you hit merge and center after you use the paintbrush then, once you drag.
Right, then you just redo your merge center format.
So paintbrush and merge center.
You do a little bit more, you know, you can be a little bit more, if you need more leeway, more elbow room in your header here, you know, if you need to put more in there. And also, if you need to include more columns, you may find that your header is inadequate and it needs to be a little longer. And then you can, like I said, you can overturn the format with the paintbrush by just pasting an empty cell onto the current format. And, you know, that makes things a whole lot easier. So that's important. Now, you know, the other issue that is oftentimes overlooked is actually how to import an external data set and to format that to fit into different columns. Have you looked into that? Are you familiar with that?
No, we're not, so that would be great.
Okay. It's not too hard. See, luckily, a lot of developments have taken place. Now, let's see if I actually still have that. I still have that file. We can do it quickly. I thought I had a little data set, but sometimes that disappears, or I delete it accidentally. So, you know, we can create a data set here. And see, if you import a data set, the problem is, you know, if you import a data set, now oftentimes it'll look like this. You know, it'll just be a whole lot of numbers like that. See, and you may think that it is actually formatted already. See, especially if you zoom out like that. Well, see, I zoomed in and I expanded this. See, if you pull it back like that, see, it looks like it is actually spread evenly across the different columns. But in reality, it isn't, right? It's not. It's actually limited to one cell. See, and if you expand it, you'll see that. See, it's all in this cell. But you actually want, in order to process the data properly, you want it to be across, evenly distributed within each column, right? And so there is a certain function here that you can use. Let's maybe add a second row. Just put in a whole lot of numbers. See, sometimes if your numbers are too random, you're going to have to pre-format them before you can do this. And that's kind of up to you how you pre-format. So usually data sets actually aren't this random. I'm just doing this now for the purpose of demonstration. I thought I had a little example. Sometimes that stuff disappears. But okay, it's under data. Okay, and now what you need to do, you need a highlight. You need a highlight. Okay, you do actually need to expand this. Okay, you need to expand this, and you need to highlight this entire row here. Okay, you need to highlight all of this. And then you click on text to columns. Okay, text to columns. And fixed with fields outline, the columns, yeah. We want this one fixed with. See, now it already has everything loaded in here. You see that? It has everything loaded in here, the entire data set here. So you click on next. Now you can, are you following me so far?
We're trying.
Okay. See, now you can start to configure your distribution across the various columns to more accurately process your data. See, and this is where I'm saying you may want to pre-sort your data a little bit before you do this. See, right now, it's a little, see, now I can set it here or I can set it there. So let's set it here, let's set one here. See, now this one's cut off a little bit, but oh well. One is there. Let's try to fit this entire string here. Here. See, what I'm doing now is setting the columns. You see that? I'm setting the column. Yeah. Now it's finished. See, now it's basically done.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. See, this can come in very, very handy if you have especially a data set that is not even an Excel, that is not even an Excel format. There's maybe in Word format or in a text format, but it is already a data string. And basically the only option you have is to use query to import that. As far as I know, we have that function here with query, new query. See that? See, if you import a query from a file, so you can be, well, optimally it's an Excel workbook, and then you're fine. Then you're good to go. Then you're ready. But any of these formats is going to be more tricky. If you have a text file, an XML file, or something from a folder, you're going to have to, and you want to process the data, you're going to have to use this feature here. See, now everything is in pretty good shape. See the data. See, this is in here. And see, this could be aligned. So that's basic, right? Just align it maybe like that. So that's maybe a feature that is important to cover. Now, you're probably familiar with the borders, right? That's also often taught within formatting, how to make borders and grids.
Borders? I don't know
A number of entries within each cell.